The heart of genius is love, love, love.
Visionary.
Enthusiastic.
Boundless.
Poised.
She's always looking forward.
Energetic.
Beauty and elegance in music.
Humble.
It's very warm-hearted and kind.
Gifted.
Dynamism and confidence.
Very loving.
Inspirational.
Incredibly compassionate as an individual.
With JoAnn, I think that's what she really brings to our performances. There's a love of the music, a love of the musicians, a love of our audience that everyone feels.
Whenever you conduct a search, you have so many people apply, and then you narrow it down to a handful of folks who we brought in to conduct the orchestra.
Well, it was the year that the finalists were doing their final concerts for the local audience, and I met JoAnn backstage, and I said, I hope you get the job. And she did get the job, and it's been a wonderful 20 years ever since.
JoAnn just soared from the first, but particularly when she came back for another appearance. And she seemed to understand the situation that we didn't have an unlimited budget, but we had great will to see the symphony succeed.
I remember when we did sign JoAnn, we were all extremely happy, not only because she's so talented and capable, but at that time, Patsy Carpenter and I were very smug because we'd hired a woman, and only one of two women in the whole United States at that time. So it was a real feather in our cap.
You would have more luck striking gold in the Yukon tomorrow than you would to find another conductor that's comparable to JoAnn Falletta.
She came on board and she nurtured us. She built us up. She challenged us musically, which was wonderful. But she also nurtured our musical soul.
I think I react to most is the expression we see on her face. She's able to communicate the emotional content of the music. I mean, she's not doing it in a choreographed kind of way, like some conductors sort of plan ahead what they're going to do, how they're going to look to the audience. This is all coming straight from her heart, and it's very infectious.
Realizing that in order to have wonderful music played, you have to be sure that your musicians feel good about themselves and feel good about what they are doing. And she is a master of that. She encourages.
She has become our lifeline. When she comes on the podium, there's a global sigh in the orchestra. Ah, JoAnn's back.
She's very fluid, and she allows us the freedom to have our own voice as we're playing.
She's always intuitively flowing with the present moment when she conducts.
I think JoAnn has this great way of finding a balance when she's doing the programming each season, of finding works that are challenging and new to the orchestra so that they can continue to grow.
One of the things that is magical, I think, is she's able to draw all the musicians into what she is feeling at the time when she's conducting.
She has a great sort of Zen-like composure. She makes classical music, whether it's older music or contemporary music, comfortable for the audiences. She also brings a great interpretive gift. Her pieces, they change with her on the podium, and so to me that's like the ultimate artistry.
JoAnn Falletta's commitment to new music has been outstanding over the course of her career. She's really stuck to her principles, and she's been a fantastic advocate of new music and has supported a real variety of composers, I've noticed, different generations and different territories. And she's obviously got her ear to the ground, great knowledge of music in general, and a real idea of what's happening in new music.
Hampton Roads overall is so rich with culture that I think that she's been part of building that richness, that cultural growth. JoAnn finds such joy and passion in all of the art forms and the idea that art education can change the life of every single person in the community.
And it is 20 years, and that's really unheard of for a musical director to have been with one orchestra for 20 years, and we want her to stay for another 20.
She is so enthusiastic and energetic and such a promoter of the orchestra.
She produces wonderful music, and she brings out the very best in the orchestra. So there is something very magical about JoAnn.
The guitar speaks of a more beautiful and quiet and peaceful world. And I think that's JoAnn's address. I think that being a guitarist causes her to always be in this special, centered, thoughtful space.
JoAnn is a very inclusionary, compassionate person. For her, it's all about the music and it's all about the musicians. And I think that always shows in how she does her rehearsal technique and just her whole approach to music.
We want to share this music that we love so much with our audience. And that's what's kept it very thrilling for me all of these years, is to see that evolve, to see that grow, and to see us as an organization, all of us, the musicians, the family around us, our volunteers, our staff, our board, want this organization to flourish and be the jewel that it is in Hampton Roads. So it's about the music, and maybe even more than that, it's about the musicians, because they're at the heart of our organization. They are the people who make this come alive. By the sound of this orchestra, by their approach, by their musicianship, I've learned about music from them. So that wherever I go, I hear our woodwinds playing, I hear the sound of our string section, our brass, our percussion, because they crystallize for me what music is about. This 20 years with the Virginia Symphony has been about them, about my relationship with them, about us discovering music together, about us always striving to be better.